Interface Video presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fairhope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities, and the Frankie Smith Funeral Home.
Hello, I'm Lisa Hooker and welcome to Fairfield Today at Fairfield Medical Center. We have a terrific guest today and someone you will really enjoy hearing from, and that is Fairfield Medical Center President and CEO Jack Janoso. Jack, thanks for being with us today.
Lisa, thank you for having me.
It's been a while since we chatted, and I'm guessing you have a lot of things you'd like to share since it's been a while since you've been on Fairfield Today, and I understand some of the biggest news concerns a groundbreaking, so it looks like you guys are growing again.
We are growing again, and thank you for all the acknowledgement. And the organization's in a beautiful place where we value what the community's allowed for us to do, but we just broke ground on our health and wellness facility that we plan on putting out adjacent to our Riverview Surgery Complex. We had a beautiful groundbreaking on November 4th. We had over 100 people. The weather couldn't have been better.
I was going to say, as I recall, that was a nice day.
It was a very nice day, and quite frankly, we are excited about being able to grow on the northwest corner of town and making certain that we're conveniently accessible to patients and communities no matter where they're at in the Lancaster and surrounding regions.
So obviously it's not adjacent to your Ewing Street main campus if it's out at Riverview. And it might also be surprising to people that a medical center where people think of doctors and surgeries and procedures and things of that sort might be getting into the wellness business. Maybe you can talk to that a little bit, why wellness is so important and how that facility will play into that.
Wellness is important because I think, as most professionals in medicine have realized, is that the best way to treat patients is to not have them have preventable illness. So our intention is to create a facility that's medically guided so that you can go there, work out, follow a regimen, but also have the guidance of therapists and physicians and make certain that they're more connected to your general health and well-being so that we can eliminate catastrophic events or try to prevent them from being as catastrophic when you have them. So it's a pretty unique concept, but it's pretty prevalent in healthcare right now. We're moving from an organization that's focusing on volume to curative care, keeping people healthy and well, and when you're not, that's more of a disincentive for us.
Is that a trend beyond Fairfield Medical Center, I'll say a bigger footprint in wellness, as well as obviously the more traditional role that a medical center or a community hospital would play?
It is the national movement to wellness. This is not something we're doing to be unique. It's something we're doing to participate with where the rest of the healthcare industry is moving.
And as I recall, this is part of a larger strategic plan for Fairfield Medical Center. And how does that facility fit into your plan?
It is a major part of our growth facility. One of the things that we realized very quickly was that we have a beautiful campus here. This campus is pretty sprawling. It's also very compact, but it doesn't really fully represent all the communities that we serve.
Oh.
It's so when we talk about places like Carroll, Amanda, even the growing northwest corner of Lancaster, we have to start thinking about having services closer to where people live so that they can drive less, focus more on having good, convenient care that's of a quality that they can't get anywhere else. And I promise you this, over and above that, we'll treat you better than anywhere you've ever been.
So if I were going to go to the wellness center, what types of professionals or what types of activities would I expect to see? And could I just go in, or are you referred there by a physician? How does it work if someone was interested in looking after their own wellness?
Think of it like a community center. It'll be a big community center. We're going to have full diagnostic care there, so we are going to have traditional x-ray, CT, MRI, ultrasound. We'll have all those things there so that if you need them, they're there for you. We'll also have a women's center dedicated to women's health and wellness, so everything from mammography to women care follow-up. We're planning on having there. The health and wellness will be a component of that, but really think of it more like a medical mall, a place where you're familiar and conveniently use every day to maybe work out and stay fit. But if you have an issue, you now know where to go for your diagnostics. You now know that your physician's office is right next door. It's about bringing things closer to you and fitting them in more into your lifestyle than you fitting into ours when you're not feeling well.
And having it all combined in that one location certainly would add to the convenience, I would think.
Absolutely. That's what we're counting on.
Great. Tell me about the size and maybe the look and feel of the facility, because the addition here that was added, I believe you called the patient tower, and I know there's obviously more going on here at Ewing Street facility. What will the facility out by Riverview for the Health and Wellness Center look like?
The facility size is going to be roughly 80,000 square feet, maybe a little larger. It's a pretty big facility.
I was going to say, that's not small.
No, it isn't, but we're going to have a lot of things in it. So the idea is to put as much in there, as I said earlier, as we can to make it convenient for people to use and utilize effectively. The look and feel of the building is going to look very much like our new construction for our new surgical suite and our new patient rooms. We want that to be almost a brand image for us. So when you see that look and feel, you'll know it's a Fairfield Medical Center facility. Our new construction in Amanda and potentially in Carroll will also have that same similar look and feel. So it's a beautiful look. We think it's modern, it's fresh, and it gives us, quite frankly, it gives us a little bit of pride in our facilities, and we really think it's a nice theme to carry forward. But it's going to be a substantial building. We want it to be very visible from all main routes on that end of town so that you're not going to miss it, you're not going to drive by it, and we want to make it very, very accessible.
So for those who haven't been by the Riverview facility lately, as you would look at it, let's say from Memorial Drive, how would you explain how it's oriented and what is the timeline for its completion? Because if you've just broken ground, probably not a lot's coming up out of the ground yet.
From Memorial Drive looking east, northeast, I would say, you'll see the frontage of the building, which will be multi-storied, a lot of stone and glass. But from Columbus Street, looking at, from the southwest, it'll look more one story. And you have to remember the contour of the land there is very sloped. So we get to use the hillside to help us build a pretty nice facility. So it also poses some construction barriers, but we're working with those. And we're looking to to start formal construction probably late March, early April. And it's probably going to take about a full year to have the building built. So it's a pretty aggressive timeline, and we're on it. And in that year, we're also going to be hoping to have our Amanda office built this summer as well. So there's a lot on our plate.
So will you need, will you be expanding, a lot of the services you've said, I know that Fairfield Medical Center already offers. So by adding the Health and Wellness Center, would you be adding to the locations those services are offered at, or would you be moving them from existing facilities maybe people are already used to going to?
Oh, good question. Actually, things like physical therapy. We have a wonderful outpatient physical therapy department just right down by Kroger's, not too far from where we're sitting. We plan on keeping that open, active, and very vibrant, and we plan on expanding some of those services to the new facility. We're not looking to relocate or shutter existing locations.
Great.
Because we don't want to we don't want to make it more convenient for one set of customers and make it less convenient for others.
Exactly. Great. And I think you said it was about an 80,000 square foot building, and it'll take about a year to complete. So before the actual, coming into winter in Ohio, I can see why that might be delayed. Will there be things going on over those true winter months here in Ohio, or are those things already in place and we're just waiting for weather?
We're finalizing, the building's beautiful, and we're still finalizing some of the internal, where the walls go, where, some of the architectural pieces are being finalized as we speak.
Okay.
But really what we're trying to build into it right now, more than anything, is a service delivery mechanism like nothing we've seen before. We really want to make certain that the way we treat you when you come there and the experience that you have is like nothing you'll get anywhere else. And we're spending way more time on that than we are walls and floors.
Sure. Well, and that's the experience, and that is what people remember as opposed to the paintings on the walls or the structure of the building or things like that. So it sounds really exciting, and I can't wait to have you back once we are further along, and then ultimately then when it does open, and maybe we can even do a show there someday.
We would be honored.
That would be wonderful. Could you explain a little bit more about the Amanda construction before we move on to
Certainly.
another topic, since it kind of ties into new facilities?
Currently in Amanda and many other communities, we've usually taken up residence in facilities that have had capacity there, and then they're usually leased spaces that are adequate. But we see Amanda, Bremen, Carroll, those surrounding regions to be very important to support those communities, and particularly in Amanda, we are looking to build a larger facility that not only has adequate space for our primary care presence there, but also the ability for us to bring our specialists to the community, bring them closer to the community versus the community driving to us again.
Okay.
And it's not nearly as complex a construction, but we have land. We've been working pretty closely with the folks in Amanda. We're looking pretty excited. We're looking forward to having that done very, very soon.
Wonderful. And I'm sure the folks of Amanda, not just Amanda rather, but those surrounding areas that would come to Amanda will really appreciate it, again, with the impetus of bringing care to not just the community of Lancaster, but to all the surrounding communities where you have a presence or will be adding. I'm sure that all those folks appreciate it, and it works out really great, and you can not just expand the presence, but your services and your reach, and hopefully help people become healthier, and when they do, like you say, need more true medical care rather than preventive wellness care, that it's handier for them.
We want our community to see us as the first choice for their care, and that we're the folks who will always treat them like friends, family, and neighbors, but do it in a way that they'll just not experience anywhere else.
Well, it's one of those things our viewers may remember that Fairfield Medical Center has been doing just that, Jack, for 100 years. And we've talked about the centennial, its different activities and celebrations throughout the year. Where do we stand with that today? Have we wrapped up that year? Because it seems like quite a while ago that we kicked it off, and there were things at the fairgrounds and all kinds of events and activities to observe that centennial throughout 2015 and into 16.
It's been a very, very interesting experience for me. I've never experienced the centennial anniversary, but I will tell you that I think we've done it the service that it required. I think we've learned a lot by observing the centennial anniversary and really learning about what our predecessors did to give us such a wonderful facility. It's heightened our amount of respect for them, but it's been a pretty interesting and fun ride for all of us to have different milestones along the way to celebrate, starting with our community rock party back in August of last summer, back in 2015, to our formal centennial celebration last October. This year, and just on October 25th, we had our dedication of our timeline for the centennial, which was the formal closing period for our centennial celebration. But our timeline's beautiful. It was absolutely well done. And
so tell me what the timeline is.
The timeline is a visual, pictorial timeline of Fairfield Medical Center's history. It's actually fixed to the wall permanently down by our Human Resources Department here at the North Ewing Street location. If you happen to be here, come see it. And
I will do that before I leave today.
And it actually has a time capsule embedded in it that we had placed, which will be opened 100 years from now, which should be a very interesting issue. But Samantha Hendren from our marketing department just did an absolute wonderful job working with Skyline Exhibits of Central Ohio to help us make that happen. But it was breathtaking. I purposely didn't want to see it until we unveiled it, and it was just stunning.
You mean the timeline?
Yeah.
Now, as I recall, Human Resources, that department is down near the cafeteria.
It is.
Okay, so folks might be more familiar with cafeteria than HR.
True.
Because sometimes you need a cup of coffee or need to kind of take a break. And so if you're down by the cafeteria here at Fairfield Medical Center, make sure you stop by kind of nearby to that area to see that timeline. I'm sure that they will notice it.
If you're walking in the cafeteria, just look left. You can't miss it.
So 100 years have gone by. We've formally closed out the centennial. And I would bet along the way you have also heard a lot of stories. Stories from patients, memories from your physician providers and other employees who have been here either, obviously not 100 years, but have had family and predecessors who have been here. Has that been interesting, as well as some of these more physical remembrances?
Absolutely. Quite frankly, even though I've been here 2 years already, which seems like
that doesn't seem possible.
It seems like I've been here my whole life, but it's very grounding for me to hear the legacy of this organization and told through the stories of the people that helped make it what it is. You just can't find greater people than the Dr. Gordon Snyders of the world, who were the champions of starting new services here that were pioneering across the country, let alone in Lancaster, Ohio. I mean, we benefit so greatly from having services in a community organization that we do. We see patients with sickness that you would never see in other communities, and we take great care of them and have great outcomes. So if it wasn't for those pioneers, we just simply would not be as relevant as we are. So it's been a great experience for me personally. I think it's really enriched me and my perspective on where this organization's ability to grow really lies.
Well, that is amazing, and I think in part, in recognition of that, part of the activities also included receiving a key.
Yes.
Is that true? And that happened during our Fairfield County Fair in October. Can you tell me about that and who presented it to Fairfield Medical Center?
On October 10th, Fairfield Medical Center was presented with the key to the city by the mayor. And I believe it's the first time a key to the city has ever been given to anyone. So if
in my recollection, and I'm a hometown girl, so I've been around a while.
It was a tremendous honor, and October 10th was Fairfield Medical Center Day. We celebrated at the fairgrounds, and in attendance were hundreds of people, including state and local representatives. We had the fair representatives, we had folks from our community, and it was a very humbling moment. It was extraordinarily humbling. And the key is actually on display near our centennial timeline as well. So it's in our case and prominent display, and I promised the mayor we wouldn't go around town trying to open anything with it. But
you got plenty of doors here, so I think you're okay.
We do, but it was a tremendous honor, and one that I've never experienced in my professional career. It was truly a highlight.
Well, the notes provided to us by Donna Stalter in your marketing department also indicate that that was the day, October 10th, that the doors, literally the doors here at, not Fairfield Medical Center at the time, but Lancaster Community Hospital, as I recall, yes. If I might be close, that actually opened its doors.
Yes, it was actually the day of our actual centennial. So it was that much more meaningful, to be quite frank with you. And if you think going from 36 beds and 10 bassinets to 200 beds, and the services that we offer to support the community, it's amazing. And if you think about 100 years isn't as long as people tend to think it is. It's a pretty decent span of time, but it could be a lifetime. And in a lifetime, to see the amount of change that we've made and the technological advancement has really been amazing. The quality of care that's delivered here is, I know I'm a little partial, but I will tell you,
we're all a little partial. You're not alone in that, Jack.
I've never seen anything quite like it. It's the best.
Well, we appreciate you coming today, and you are right. Fairfield Medical Center has come a long way since those 36 beds and 10 bassinets 100 years ago. Like you said, not just the bricks and mortar, but the technology, the people, the services, the number of services, the types of services offered. And you're not done yet. We started the program with, groundbreakings and add additions to our community and the services that you'll be offering through the Health and Wellness Center, and then adding to the experiences and services provided to those in the county. So you've come a long way.
In the very near future, I can't quite say yet, but hopefully we can do a follow-up show. There's some pretty new, exciting things we're going to be bringing to the community to bring even more new services here.
Wonderful. We look forward to hearing about that. We've covered a broad range today. Is there anything else that you wanted to share with our viewers today about what's happening here, or activities or things that, I know we're going into holidays, and that kind of is a big time of year for everybody, and I would imagine Fairfield Medical Center is no different.
It isn't, and actually this is one of our favorite times of the year. One of the things we love to participate in and we wouldn't miss for the world is the Lancaster Holiday Parade. To complete our centennial this year, we were again asked to be the Grand Marshals for the parade, so we are going to do that, and that's on November 19th, I believe, starting at 9 o'clock. So we look forward to seeing our community. It's fun for us to be there and to celebrate with them. And I believe on November 22nd at 1 p.m. in our main south lobby, we'll be having our tree lighting ceremony with our twigs. They do a phenomenal job for us. We love our twigs. We absolutely love them. They are such wonderfully dedicated people. But the tree lighting ceremony is our formal kickoff for the holidays here, and we will have our choir, and it's just really a beautiful ceremony. If you have a chance to be here, please come.
And the Tree of Light is a project of Twig 7, as I recall.
Correct. And
it's a fundraiser. And for those of you who aren't familiar, you can honor or remember, family members, loved ones with a donation, and then the name is entered into a book, and it's on the tree, and it's just a nice thing to do at the holiday time.
Absolutely.
Yes. So thank you, Jack, so much for your time today. We sure appreciate it. Good to see you as always, and we will look forward to having you back to get another update on not only what you shared today, but some of that other news you kind of alluded to.
There's always something in the back corner.
Yes, there is. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, we'll be right back after a break. Fairfield Today from Fairfield Medical Center. Hello, I'm Lisa Hooker, and welcome back to Fairfield Today at Fairfield Medical Center. My next guest is Donna Stalter from FMC's Marketing Department. Donna, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate all the notes and information you gave me for that interesting interview with Jack and the successful centennial that we've wrapped up. But that doesn't mean there's not still things to do at Fairfield Medical Center. There is a whole long list, isn't there?
Yes, there is. Never a dull moment. We have many things going on.
Well, one of the things as we are approaching Thanksgiving, my guess is you honor fitness and turkeys in a very unusual way. Can you talk about that?
That we do. We are always, this is an annual thing that we do, Lisa. It's so great. It's called our Turkey Day 5K. And what's nice about it is you can run a 5K in the morning and then eat a big meal and not feel guilty about it. That's the best thing about it. It's we have that every year, like I said, and it's November 24th at 8:30, and we're going to hold that at Forest Rose School, and that's on Granville Pike, I do believe, 1592 Granville Pike.
And I believe that's next to Ohio University's Lancaster campus.
It is.
Yes, okay.
It is. The cost is only $25, and it's sponsored by our Fairfield Medical Center Foundation, and the school with the highest percentage of student participation will receive a $250 donation to their athletic booster from our Fairfield Medical Center Foundation.
My. Well, there you go. Get up and get started. 8:30, you say?
Yes, and
8:30.
It's not too early. I mean,
no.
you might be shopping the night before. You know how that.
Or you
goes.
might be cooking the night before.
Or
For the students, they may be helping family the night before prepare.
That's right. That's
or
right.
maybe not.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing how much there is to do during Thanksgiving time. But what's nice about it is, again, 8:30. That's a pretty good time. You can go out, get your running in, and then go eat your meal, and then go shopping again.
There you go.
Yes.
And again, this is not the first time, so you'll probably get some repeat attendees.
Yes.
And like you say, it does take away the guilt of some of the more fattening and maybe less healthful, less wellness-oriented items that we all enjoy on Thanksgiving Day. So keep that in mind.
And bring the whole family. Children participate for free, which is really nice.
Oh, great. Yes. So put that on your list of things to do. November the 24th, 8:30. The Turkey Day 5K, sponsored by FMC's Foundation at Fairfield Developmental Disabilities. You talked about shopping. Sometimes people don't think about the gift shop here or some of the activities you have here for gifts. You should, because there are wonderful items here to peruse. What is the shopping special of the day that you'd like to share today?
Well, we do have our jewelry sale coming up soon. It's a $5 jewelry sale, and what's nice about that is, like you said, we do have our Wishes gift shop downstairs. But we have every year we have a basically it's a fundraiser for our Fairfield Medical Center volunteers, and we call it the $5 jewelry sale, and that is on Monday, November 28th, and it's got some great hours from 7 a.m. in the morning until 7 p.m.
Oh my!
On November 28th, and then November 29th, it's from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. So we try to get all of our staff to come in, and it's open to the public. And again, anything that is purchased can be purchased by cash, credit card, debit cards, and payroll deduction for our employees.
So what kind of jewelry would visitors outside of Fairfield Medical Center staff expect to find here?
Oh, it's great. There are necklaces.
Her eyes just lit up, folks.
I know,
she's excited.
Yeah, it is a good time for us to, we all try to go over in our department and, look and see what deals they have. But there are earrings, bracelets, similar to the necklace that you have on, necklaces, beaded necklaces like that. And again, everything's $5. You can even get scarves and hats, and there's lots of sunglasses and just anything you can think of. It's pretty awesome. Yeah.
Fairfield Medical Center is a pretty big place. What rooms should people be looking for the sale if they'd like to stop in on the 28th and 29th?
Yes, we make it convenient in our Fairfield Medical Center assembly rooms.
Oh, great. Okay. Yes. So keep that in mind, particularly all you jewelry and accessory lovers. Sounds like it would be certainly well worth the trip in at $5 and the variety that you offer.
Absolutely. We're really excited about it.
Well, the other day when I went to my mailbox, I found in it the most recent version of Monitor, which is the marketing magazine produced by Fairfield Medical Center. Can you tell me what's in this edition?
Yes, I would love to. We, as we've talked about before, we have this magazine that we do through our marketing department. We have our editor-in-chief, which is Michelle George, and Devon Marshall, who's our graphic designer, and they do a phenomenal job designing it from scratch. And this is one of the stories here. We had a gentleman that survived a heart attack while traveling to Ohio, and he is from Europe, and his story is depicted in here. And there are lots of different stories, whether it be about heartburn or about we had all kinds of different features, and I just, every time I flip through it, I think how lucky we are to have the team that we have. And if you have any questions or you didn't receive a monitor, let us know and we'll make sure you get one.
One of the things, Donna, I like about the monitors towards the back, you always introduce the new physicians.
Yes.
And their specialties, and it is always so nice to know that our community is attracting new doctors in different specialties to do exactly what Jack talked about, to bring more services to Fairfield Medical Center and the communities it serves. So I always like to keep track of that. And then right before that in the magazine also has all the calendar of events, of classes, activities, and events and things.
I feel like Vanna.
Yes, that are ongoing or maybe seasonal. But still certainly worth noting. So I think that's even though it is a regular feature, it's always helpful.
Yes, it is. You can easily tack it up on your refrigerator, or leave it in your kitchen close by. That way you can know what's coming up, and if you have any questions, you can easily get a hold of us at 687-8000, or you can go to fnchealth.org.
Donna, thank you. Appreciate your visit today and all your information. I'm Lisa Hooker, and for this edition of Fairfield Today at Fairfield Medical Center, thank you for joining us and look forward to seeing you next time.
Interface Video presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fairhope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities, and the Frankie Smith Funeral Home.